What's up? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. Just want to shout out Bounding into Comics again for this wonderful article, and I sincerely mean that because this is a brilliant article that has helped to boost the channel and has also helped to boost views on the video that I did about the woke agenda in Black Adam. There's a number of things that are going on in this movie. The survivors of the movie, what happens to Dr. Fate, the changing of Hawkman after 50 plus years worth of history, and then you have Superman being an errand boy for Amanda Waller. These are all things that are going on in this movie that an awful lot of these people aren't looking at and aren't talking about. Now, the person who I'm going to talk about in this video, as you've seen from the title, is someone that likes to claim that they're a massive Zack Snyder fan, but seems to have missed what is going on in this movie. Missed all of the comments from Henry Cavill that seems to be him distancing himself from Zack Snyder. Missed the fact that they're using the John Williams theme in this movie, which links into the Justice League. And missed as well too the tokenization of a character here in Hawkman, rather than asking for, I don't know, Mr. Terrific, I don't know, Cyborg, I don't know, John Stewart's Green Lantern to be in the movie instead. They're all characters that were created as such and should be used as such, instead of taking a character with 50 plus years and radically altering them into something they are not. So this person who I'm going to talk about in this video is happy with scraps off the table, the very thing he is saying he is against. Let's have a look here now, well, before we jump into the video. And we have this Egyptian national football team. So some people in the comments were under the illusion that Egyptians are all black currently, and also in the past. Now, there has been numerous amounts of scientific discoveries over the last number of years, and they have actually 3D printed some images of what ancient Egyptians looked like. And guess what, guys? They didn't look like Aldous Hodge. I'm not shocked either, though, because when you look at the demographics, the ethnicities, and indeed the statistics from Egypt, it doesn't back up the claim that has become, in my opinion, a massive lie in America. So this is the current Egyptian national football team, and no individual here that looks like Aldous Hodge, as you can quite clearly see. So what I'm talking about in this video here today is the Fatal J show, and this comment in specific bothered me because of the person that this fella tries to show himself off to be. And it bothered me because some of the other comments that were added into the post, and indeed some of the comments that I tagged him with, he decided to totally not look at and totally not even get involved and say, wait, hang on here for a second, guys, I don't agree with anything that's going on here. So in fact, what you've decided to do inadvertently, in my opinion, you've decided to endorse some of the behaviour that went on. Now, just to go in on this comment itself, what a stupid and ludicrous comment this is when you tell someone that just admit you can't afford a ticket. Listen to me now. $16.99 is the price of a ticket here in Ireland. That's for an IMAX screen, the biggest screen that we have to go and see this movie. I had the option, just to put it out there, to go to this movie for free. And I didn't take it because I do not want to support this movie, because of the messages and the agenda that is pushing forward. Superman under the control of Amanda Waller, a tokenized Hawkman, what they do to Dr. Fate, who the survivors are of this movie. It's all very clear and it's all very easy to see, but this guy clearly can't understand that. So this is a fella now that has decided to throw his lot in with a movie that has currently earned $250 million. That's even after they've dangled out Henry Cavill's Superman. And that's a movie that, in my opinion, at this stage is sort of in trouble, because when these movies are made, if the budget is in and around 200 million, they're going to give about half of that there to marketing, so it's about 300. If this passes 300 million, that's it, breaking even. And that's before the 45 days are over. What does that mean? The 45 days that when they're over, this goes on to HBO Max and it gets out there for free. So the clock is ticking with this movie here. So when this moron here is telling people that they can't afford a ticket, how absolutely disingenuous and stupid this person is to make such a comment like this. There's a phrase in Ireland, I can buy you and I can sell you. Now, I'm not going to use it here, because I'm sure Fatal J Shaw would get very upset about that, because he'd get up all in his feelings, I'm sure, and say, well, what are you trying to say? So what we'll show you here is, this is Fatal J. He looks like, baby Sinclair from Dinosaurs. To be quite honest with you, Fatal J, I actually think that hat is stopping the blood flow going to your brain with the comment that you just made there. But this is a description on one of his videos when he's talking about the Rippaverse. Now, I've talked previously about the Rippaverse, and that is Eric D. July, who is someone that comes out against tokenization, being a black man himself. Absolutely fantastic channel. Make sure you check it out. Young Ripper, Eric D. July. And indeed, as I've promoted beforehand, his comic books Rippaverse. So this goes to show you the type of guy that Fatal J is here now, and the hypocrite that he is. Now, I know there's going to be either a defensive post or a defensive video that's going to come out and some sort of half-assed apology, but you have to remember these type of guys going forward. He says in the description, this is something that has not been done before with a young black male. The Eric July comic book is now up on his website, and it has done over 2 million in sales so far, and I believe it will go past 3 million with the speed that it is going. Rippaverse Comics could be a strong contender against agenda and propaganda. Big companies like Marvel and DC, which is very much needed because the MCU is in terrible shape. So this guy doesn't seem to know where he's at, doesn't seem to know what he's doing, because that's what my video was focusing on, the agenda and propaganda that they were pushing forward. And this halfwit came into the post and made a ludicrous statement here and clearly doesn't understand what's actually happening. Now, this is one individual whose post I actually screenshot and hit up Fatal J about and said, what do you think about this? Now, he didn't respond. But this is the type of comment that was made. Now, this person decided to land in with the R word, you know yourself. These people throw it around when they don't get what they want. Of course, I quite clearly am not, with the many videos that I've done before, along with the many friends that I have of different races and ethnicities. That's neither here nor there, though. But when you come out and you say something like this after I've posted videos as well, particularly of Wayne T. Carr's John Stewart Green Lantern that should have been in the Zack Snyder's Justice League, this is the type of response that you get back here. Now, he says a very negative name. This is also a name that was aimed at Terrence K. Williams by the man who played Jim Gordon in the latest The Batman movie, Jeffrey Wright. This type of behaviour is way out there now, guys. Then he goes on to say this. As I said to him, disgusting comment from you. Stuck it up on the story and then went on to say this down here. And this is another insult. As you can see here, that's a disgraceful comment. You should be ashamed of yourself. Quite clearly not condoning these types of words. Let's move on. You also have this one here, which is going to link in with the comment that I made earlier on about the Egyptian national football team. Check out that Egyptian national football team. And he says, you mean the modern team whose players are made up of modern people who rarely stay outdoors all day, unlike their early Egyptian ancestors. And I said, you mean the footballers that train and play outside every day? Ha ha ha. Stupid statement from you. So there you go. I also asked them to define what that was, but they never can, because they quite clearly do not understand what these words mean. Now, as I said earlier on, that hat must be absolutely stopping the blood flow to your brain there, Fatal J, and it's a big pity, because then you go and see this other comment as well, and nowhere was Fatal J amongst these comments going, hang on here guys, this is absolutely outrageous. This was another one. I always find it goofy when someone posts a hot take thinking it's some big reveal. It absolutely was, because most people were probably not in the know as to what was going on with this movie. And whether you want to change the game and whether you want to move pieces around and say, well, this is Hawkman and he's reincarnated. From what I understand, they don't say that in the movie. And if he has a Tanagarian ship, that means he comes from Tanagar, which means that he is an alien and that's who he is. The same way that these Twitter goofballs are out there putting up this fantasy art of a Black Hawk woman. You open the can of worms and that's it. It's going to be forevermore the way they're going to do it going forward. Look at what they're doing to Iris West and Wally West. They want that to be the way that those characters are depicted going forward. Same with the Little Mermaid. And it seems to me that there seems to be people without integrity that are taking these roles and then laughing in people's faces. Look at what's going on with Wonder Man. That's also something that Eric D. July has posted about. But I don't think the Fatal J show is going to be in there attacking Eric D. July, is he? He's going to be asking, can he not afford Disney Plus? You're going to be doing that, Jay, are you? I hope that I'm going to see you doing that, because you won't have it, because you don't have the stones to do it. But what you'll do is you'll come in here and you comment on my post thinking you're some sort of tough guy. Absolutely outrageous stuff from you. So anyway, it's some big reveal, but really it just proves that you're sort of at something. Now these people again clearly don't understand what that word means, and as you'll see here, there's Professor Oak. So yeah, these are the people that Fatal J has decided to throw his lot in with. He has not come back yet. Now I'm sure he will after this video, because I'm sure there'll be panic stations. There might be a message sent to him. There might be even a phone call and saying, listen, you better sort this out quick, because that's what's going to happen. And that's why I put up that Instagram post, which was to put him on notice for 24 hours that he was next. You're next was the post. And I got a couple of likes, which is good to see. But I'm looking forward to seeing what this video does. As I always say, I'm open to talk to anybody. And if Fatal J wants to come on and issue a grovelling apology and or do something else, maybe even defend his point, he's absolutely more than welcome to do so. But I highly doubt it. Anyway, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads. Check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. I'll talk to you later.